Okay, now we're going to show how to do save files first. So going from desktop, let's actually go back to the PlayStation first. Okay, so if I was starting, say I was going through and making save files. So we start a new game. I'm just gonna keep it as mail, I don't care. And say we wanted to make a save file for, I don't know, for whatever reason, right next to the wolf. This is a stupid idea. There's no reason. I mean, you just start a new game each time, right? Or I guess you could if you wanted to. But wherever you quit out, you know, when you make the save file and you load back in, it's just gonna do that over and over at whatever spot you decide. So let's go ahead and make a fake save file real fast. So say we want to make a save file right next to the wolf for whatever reason. So I'm going to quit out, say right here. Okay. After I quit out, you're going to need a flash drive for this. The save file takes up about 32 megabytes, I believe. So it's not super huge. So as long as you have like, get like a gigabyte sized flash drive or USB stick, or I have a 16 gig one, so I have plenty of room for other needs. So you quit out and then you press the PlayStation button and you go up to, make sure your flash drive's already plugged in. Go to settings, scroll down from account management down to application save data management. It's going to prompt you. So you quit out a Bloodborne and you don't have to actually close the application because it's going to force you to here. So you click OK to close the application. And this is making a save file, not using a save file, not loading a save file. This is making the first save file. So save data in system storage, click X there. You can actually use cloud storage to do this as well, but we're using the USB storage device. So go down one, click X here, select Bloodborne, check mark it, go right one to copy, click X. And if there are multiples for whatever reason, you can do apply to all, whatever, but it's already defaulted to yes. So we're copying from our system, from the PlayStation, copying the save information over to our storage device, which is what we can remove and plug that into our PC later and have those files. And these save files are tied to your actual PlayStation account. So if you like plugged in your flash drive and made a save file and then your friend's PlayStation, you tried to plug it in and load it, it wouldn't work unless you were actually logged in with your account to that PlayStation. So it's like tied to each PlayStation account. So keep that in mind. And now, so we're almost done making the actual save file. Now what we want to do is transfer this data over to our actual PC. So once it's done copying, I like to exit out with the PlayStation button of the actual, back to the actual home screen. Make sure your flash drive is done flickering. Go ahead and take it out. And we're going to swap back to desktop for this. And now put it into your PC. And I have mine set to automatically pop up. So I'm going to shorten this a little bit. So this automatically pops up pretty much where I want it to whenever I plug in my flash drive. So if I were to be at like videos or something, and then I access my flash drive here, USB 20 FD, you're going to have these files that are automatically created from you want to use a blank flash drive for this at the start, and then it'll automatically create these files as needed. So it'll go from PS4, drill down to save data. You have this combination here, which I guess this is more specific to your actual user account. And you'll do one more, and this is mine. This is what mine shows for Bloodborne, CUSA 00900, where I have when I do DS3 on console, it's like CUSA 33 something or whatever, for example. So keep drilling down until you get to yours, whatever yours is labeled, and you'll find the bin file and the regular file. These are the two that you want. So we'll move this over here, and we'll pull up another file explorer. So slide this over this way. And I have mine under Bloodborne. So I went to documents. I made a Bloodborne save file. or folder, and then I have subfolders in here. So say we wanted to do, so make a new folder here and call this clinic practice or something, just whatever you want to name it. And then we're going to go into that folder, make sure it's opened up, and we're going to come over here and highlight these two, and I right click and I slide over and I copy the data. You could move it if you wanted, I guess, but there's really no point. I would just say copy the data. So those two files are now copied over here. And before you pull out your flash drive, make sure you either switch to something else or close out of this window that's tied to it. And now you can pull it out. And now let me go back to Bloodborne. So we have our save file on our PC, and now we're going to start up Bloodborne. And where we quit out should be where we load in. And then I'm going to show how to load up a different save file. So we're going to load up I'll load up Amygdala or something. Also, some little thing, whenever you see the From Software splash screen, you can actually press X to make it go faster. It's the only splash screen that works on. Okay, so you can see exactly where we quit out is where we're going to load back in. So we're still right next to the wolf, okay? So anytime you wanted to utilize that save file, you would put it back on your flash drive and then copy it over from your flash drive to your system on the PlayStation. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to load up another save file. So I'm going to pull my flash drive out, put it back in my PlayStation, and I have it set, like I said, automatically to pop up. Okay, I did that backwards. We already had the flash drive in our PC. I don't know, I'm just talking out of my butt right now. Okay, anyway, so have our flash drive in, and now we want to do, say, all bosses unrestricted. Let's do, I don't know, let's do a Ludwig save file. So we'll double click into that. We'll see these two files here. Make sure we have the CUSA folder opened up where the other two files were, and we're going to override those. So copy these two from your PC, drag them over here, copy. It's going to replace the files in the destination. Shouldn't take too long. And once your flash drive is done blinking or whatever, you can actually close this early, by the way. Just make sure it's done processing. And then pull it out. Put it back in your PlayStation. And we're going to swap back over to PlayStation here. Okay, now when that's done loading, we're going to double tap our PlayStation button to get back to where we were in the menuing. So it's going to automatically close the app, which is fine. Now we want to back out of this circle, and we're actually utilizing a save file now. We're not making a save file, we're actually loading a save file. So you want to go to save data on USB storage device, copy to system storage. So keep in mind which direction you're going with this data, otherwise you can lose characters really easily. So we're actually using a save file. So copy that, yes. And it copies over to system storage a lot faster than it copies from system storage to USB. Now that that's done, you can hit PlayStation button once, hit X, go back into Bloodborne. And I'll show you a quick way to get back in and out of this. If you're practicing a boss over and over, I can show you the most optimal way to do it. And my mic's really delayed because of the console. I just didn't adjust it for this, so I'm way behind what I'm actually doing probably. Okay, so we loaded up the save file, and that was for Ludwig. So you can actually see if we go to load game, we're in the Hunter's Nightmare. So you just load it up and you just go straight into continue. Okay, so now we're doing the Ludwig fight. Oh. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start that fight over. So we double tap the PlayStation button quickly. It automatically goes to following application will close. We click OK. and we're already here. All we have to do is just go through the process and just, it's pretty much spam X for the most part, and copy that. Did I actually copy it just now? Yeah, it's just really fast. Okay. And then after it copies, you can hit PlayStation button once and go back into the game. So if you had quit out there like I did and then loaded back in after Ludwig probably already killed us, we would load in dead, but we loaded up the save file here, so we'll be at the beginning of the fight again. What I like to do is separate my save files by categories, and inside each category folder I like to do numbers in front of them, so that way they keep them in order, but I skip around a bunch. Like I'll go in increments of 50, so if I want to come back later and do like between 50 and 100, I'll do like a 75 save file. Like maybe I made a Gascoigne save file and then I didn't make another save file till Ludwig or something, and I come back later and I'm like, you know what, I want an Upper Cathedral Ward save file. I want to put that in between those two because that's where it comes in the run. So I just do 75 between 50 and 100, if that makes sense, just to order it by the actual numbers. Okay, so you can see we're loaded up back at the beginning of the Ludwig fight again. So that's pretty much it for save files. Now we're going to do, actually going to do another video for splits, so I'll see you in a bit.